Earlier, you talked about the motivation and why people get into gaming in the first place, but I asked you individually as a streamer. It sounds like you were very highly skilled at these games and you speak well, but what were the things that allowed you to gain a following as a Twitch streamer and someone building these communities? What did you get right or what did you do well that allowed you to build a following?
I think there were two main components. So the first component was just I was the number one player for like 3 months in a row for Hearthstone Battlegrounds. So like when you're the number one player in a 60 million player game, you naturally are just gonna like build a following through that, I guess. And then the other element of it was even before I started producing content myself and trying to stream and make a name for myself, I was just like permanently a viewer. I was just permanently like in other people's streams and in their chats and engaging with them. So all the existing streamers who had good followings like knew who I was because they were, oh, it's that guy who always like is in my chat, like hanging out, asking questions, saying interesting things in my community. And then also all of their community and their viewers were like, oh, I know this guy. He's also a viewer in this stream who hangs out. Oh, like now he's streaming and oh, he's rank 1 right now. Let me go check out his stream too. And like Twitch has this whole thing of collaboration. You can also, when you end your stream, rather than just like ending it and it goes to a black screen and the viewers are like, oh, now what do we do? Twitch has this rating mechanism where you can send all your you can pick one other streamer and you send all, once you end your live stream, you send all your viewers to another person currently live streaming. So all these other streamers who knew who I was would raid me. So a combination of this allowed me to sort of grow some audience that was enough for me to make a relatively humble living off of. I never really took it to the next level where you start to make like huge amounts of money.
I want to make sure our audience picked that up. So you were number one in the world in a game with, did you say 60 million players?
Yeah, I think at that time there was like 60 million accounts. I'm not sure like the number of active players, but it was one of the top 3, maybe the biggest strategy game. So, yeah.
I mean, that is so insane to me. Like you were likening gaming to sports cultures and whatever. People who become number one in the world at sports with way fewer people become famous, they're on TV or whatever. I mean, I guess we'd have to look at different base rates or whatever, but I can't imagine there are 60 million people doing certain niche Olympic sports or something. There's millions of people doing this stuff and they're pretty anonymous. I don't know of any gamers that are household names. I mean, maybe if I really thought of someone, I could think of that. But this is a pretty massive world out there. And if you're getting good at it to that level, you're certainly excelling. So I'll have to think about this more. This is very interesting. Okay, so anyway, so it sounds like basically Austin and the Manifold team then bring you on, and your mandate of sorts is not necessarily to become a deep expert on prediction markets or something, but it's more to apply what you learned, what you achieved in the gaming realm, and try to apply that to Manifold and by extension, the prediction market and forecasting world to develop communities and followings and social networks. Is that the idea?
Yeah, I think that's roughly correct. With also, there should be the underlying understanding that Austin, like they didn't really know exactly what they wanted, but they just wanted to bring on someone who they thought would be relatively competent and see what happens as well. They weren't really sure at the time what Manifold's plan and strategy was going growth and marketing wise. So they wanted someone who could like engage the community and had some experience. But I think they also like just didn't. I remember joining and I was like, what do you want me to do? And they were like, oh, actually, we don't really know.